Well, when we first came to Highview, they were getting ready to go to San Domingo, and so I was thrown into that bus, and that changed my it changed my life. If I'd have been 18 years old, I'd have been a missionary.
In the 25 years that I've been involved with Highview, I've had opportunities to develop mission trips abroad, Africa in particular, but also to, as chair of the missions committee, to oversee the various activities, both locally and regionally and globally.
I've been on a couple of mission trips with the high school group and Katie, and I got to go to St. Louis and Chattanooga, Tennessee.
We've sent a group of adults to Africa, to Europe, to the Dominican Republic, to Mexico. I was fortunate enough to go on 3 of those mission excursions.
Through the high school youth group last year, I went to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and did a mission trip there.
I'd have to say South Sudan, in that I'd never seen how awful humanity can be to itself, and Highview offered me the opportunity to, just to share a little bit of what Christ's love is about.
Well, most recently, the Family Promise mission that we have here to serve homeless children and their families in our community.
Well, I've been working with Hearts in Motion in Guatemala for 16 years now, and Highview Presbyterian came to start working with us about 10 years ago.
I fell in love with a lot of guys on that trip. David Block and Dave DeVries and John Porter. I mean, all the men that were on that trip. It just was a life-changing experience for me.
It's the hope, the tangible hope that I see in the faces, the families, the villages that we've done mission work in. And again, maybe alluding to mission opportunities I've had in Africa. I think it's that hope that springs eternal. It's a hope that defines our Christian outreach to a hurting world, where I think compassion motivates us more than just mere duty. So again, it's hope. It's the hope we bring.
Well, like I said, I think anybody that goes on a mission that's God-related through a church of any denomination, it changes you. And you can't help but want to do it again.
Well, when we were in Chattanooga, we got to work with residents and be in their homes and do painting, which was really cool, and to hear their stories and how the gospel has touched them and just the impact we were making in their lives with the simple act of painting their house.
Take Latvia. We got there as a small group and we had no idea what we were doing, and they didn't know what to do with us. And from that developed a long ministry, a long connection with Simona and Guntis. We were able to help the community with their needs, the hospital with their needs. And I think one of the most amazing things on every one of these trips is that we learned so much and we got so much more out of it than I think we had anticipated.
To see, just to see people's faces light up that you actually cared enough to come to their town, that you could provide personal care for them and interest.
So last year in Chattanooga, I had to meet so many different people from across the country, which was amazing, and you just really saw God everywhere you went.
I remember not feeling adequately equipped to go on a mission trip outside of the country to Guatemala, where they speak a language I don't understand. It didn't matter. I got there, we shared and exchanged smiles, handshakes, hugs. These people, didn't matter that we couldn't communicate in words. We did through sign language, through smiles, and just doing servant work with them.
The impact of what we as a church here have done down there is amazing, with the families, with their schools, with their medical care, just with improving their lives. It's given them new hope, and they feel the love of Christ with what we bring to them as a church.
I'm excited to see the possibilities that exist for us getting more involved with the world outreach of the EPC, either in the capacity of going ourselves, encouraging those that are there, as well as supporting them. I think that's because we have so many people on that mission field, that gives us a great opportunity to be part of that.
But I'm excited to see that our kids are being connected in a missional way to just everyday aspects of life.
Well, I'm excited about our missions in Africa, and that guy, what's his name? David Block. I always forget his name. His passion for missions in Africa, you can't help but love him for that. So I really like to see us move forward with that.
Well, right now, Highview has a huge group of youth who are about to come into high school in the next year or two, who really love to serve other people, and the amount of help we're going to be able to give to other people when they're able to come on the mission trips with us is going to be amazing.
I love to see how people get a chance here to participate in those programs, and how their hearts and their heart for service and their love is expanded, and they come back with the light of Christ on their face and in their hearts.
So I think what excites me the most is the unseen, as well as the opportunity to see us continue in missions. Again, sustaining our existing mission connections and mission commitments, but also seeing what God has to offer in a new way.